I love the fact that new moms have more resources than I had when I was a young mom. We were talking
Yeah.
about this on the last podcast with Whole Mama Club, and so basically the lady had created this Whole Mamas Club, which women can get together and they don't feel that loneliness that you may
Yeah,
sometimes feel like you're on an island by yourself.
you do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I love that. And I'm trying to create the same thing for women that have children that have left home and
I
they're
think you
feeling
need
that
it.
loneliness with
It's
Sister
like an
in the
empty
Sweat.
nester. Yeah, it's like an empty nester, right? Like
Right.
we all get there, and I think that what you're doing, I think, is completely needed. I think it's absolutely needed, and it gives people that drive and the motivation to get up out of bed in the morning and go hang out and go lift weights and look amazing like you do.
Oh, thanks. It's because we're all hungry for connection. And
Yeah.
so I think so you can either use the social media to create connection or you can feel more disconnected, right?
Absolutely. No, 100%. And I think the brands that you see thriving the most are the ones that have been really successful at building the communities, whether it's creating a great loyal influencer community or whether it's just really welcoming everybody and responding to all the comments and everything like that. And those are the brands I personally am attracted to because I feel like if they care enough for my little comment, they're going to really care about what goes on behind closed doors. And I've seen it. I've seen both ends. And I like to veer towards the end of I care and I want to create community for you and for other women.
What are your tips out there for women that are lonely? Maybe their moms, maybe their children have left home. How can they connect better on social media?
That's actually a really good question. I would seek out what your passions are because I feel like you can create better connections with something that you're passionate about. So for instance, for me personally, like I always go look at the wellness communities and I always look for groups on social media. So I'll always search out like wellness minded groups and kind of get an idea there. An example is I actually had a connection in one of the groups. One of the women's were talking about they host events for women for wellness, like small like little pop-up ones that are like 20-40 person events. And I wrote to her, I saw her post and I said, hey, I think we should connect and collaborate. I think this is great. I'd love to get to know you and stuff. And so that's kind of how we do that. Like, sure, there's those like fun quizzes, like, which most Disney character you most like, that everybody kind of kind of gets their day into. But as long as you stay, use that as like some free time. But that's how I use social media to create and connect. I also DM people a lot. Um, if there's a brand or an influencer or even a celebrity that I adore, I'll just send them a DM and I just say, hey, I like your stuff. I do this. Like, can we collaborate? I'd love to meet you or whatever. And a lot of my relationships are created like that. And then you see them at local events and get out of the house. Like, go outside. If you see a local event that's in your niche, whether it's bingo or whatever it might be, it doesn't matter what it is. I actually love bingo, but but whatever it might be, just I think that's the best way to communicate with people and to really create that community that you want to have.
Wow, I really love that. I think that you gave people some really good tips. And I DM a lot of people the same way, and that's how you meet them. And then
Yeah,
you make these crazy, amazing connections with people that are interested in the same
yeah.
things that you are.
No, 100%. And obviously use the use of hashtags because people will find you through hashtags. And don't block off your DMs. Like I find a lot of gems, like a lot of people DM me and I don't turn them off because I want to meet people and I use it as a community. Because again, you can exclude yourself from a social media community if you have everything blocked off to the world, but open up a little bit and check those those filtered messages that Instagram and Facebook does, and you might find some really good hidden gems. I know I have.
Oh, for sure. You also find the other ones,
Oh
but
no, you find the other ones. Like I've got some
really
fun
don't.
pictures in my inbox too. That I really don't want to see. But
You're like, whoa, where do the people
yeah,
find the time?
no, I totally get it. But I found a lot of my strongest social connections that I've gotten have all been through groups that have similar interests as me, and then also through just DMs because People want to find people. That's why people are out on social media. They want to find people. They want to find community. Not everyone's like that, but that's why I recommend finding someone that has the same interests as you, and you'll connect with them. Even if they live across the country, there's always DM, there's always Zoom, like we're on, and Facebook Messenger and FaceTime and all of that stuff. So you can always have a relationship that way too.
Well, I love that. What do you think makes your social influencer part of Bloom Media unique?
Because we're really authentic. I don't work with brands or people that aren't transparent. I'm really adamant about that. I mean, people that know me and follow me, like, I won't talk about a brand if I don't really like their products or if they have bad ingredients. And personally, I have to do that for my own personal well-being, because if it doesn't mesh with me, I just can't do it. I turn down a lot of money, and I make it very vocal that I do that for brands that just have really bad ingredients in their products. And I'm not scared to do that. And that's kind of what we do on our platforms. The events that we do will only work with brands that we believe in their products. We've turned down doing private events for brands we don't believe in. And the bigger events that we do, like the Bloom Summit coming up, we handpick the brands that we would like to have there and showcase at the event as well.
Wow, I love that. I totally believe in being in alignment and being vocal about, like, if you have a platform,
yeah,
you have a responsibility to maintain it to your own integrity.
Yeah, and I think that unfortunately that gets lost. I'm finding influencers that grow to a certain amount, it does sometimes get lost. It doesn't always get lost, but sometimes it gets lost because the money outweighs the passion, unfortunately. But I don't like that route, and I've found a really wonderful community of influencers that I work with that are always going to be on this track, and I really appreciate and respect that, and I'll continue to work with them and promote them. Forever.
I love that. I'm really picky about the brands that I promote.
Yeah.
Sometimes probably to my own detriment. I'm so picky about it, but I don't want to tell somebody to try something or do something that I don't 100% believe in, or that I feel would be harmful in any way.
Yeah. If I'm not going to use it on me or my body or my family's and their bodies, like, I'm not going to ask you to use it on your body or your family's body. That's kind of my whole MO.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. Now I'm just going to throw you for a loop. Why should we all have our own fight song?
Oh my gosh, it's one of my favorite songs. Because I think it gives you integrity. I think everybody needs to have their own will and their own reason to be here, and they need to fight for it, and they have to make it known, because I always feel like if you don't have that, then that's where you start losing the self-love. I always feel like that kind of goes hand in hand, is the fight and the integrity and the passion. I think they all kind of go together, and ultimately it creates this path towards self-love.